Hello, everyone. Oh, today we have a video. A video that pissed me off to no end. I was at work and I was chilling and I was minding my own business. Then I hit this, this video came up in my autoplay. And this video came up in my autoplay. And man, did it piss me the fuck off. Oh my god, let's just get into it. Let's get into this fucking video. And no hate to the person who made this video, even though he's a fucking moron. No hate, no hate, no hate. All right, so let's see. What was the part that really pissed me off? A lot of it, all of it, honestly. Let's just start from the beginning.
You have a tiny wiener.
Let's just start from the beginning.
I have a tiny wiener.
Okay. So basically this video, what this video is about is talking about how PvP is toxic and how PvP is generally not good for a learning environment. Now, I wholeheartedly disagree with this. Absolutely. Oh.
Fucking die! What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I love it. I love it.
What the fuck?
Damn.
What the fuck? What is that? What is that?
Oh. Oh, that's rough. Oh, okay. Damn.
Really?
Damn.
This game sucks. No more Tarkov today.
No more Tarkov today.
This is not a rage bait video. Let me
It absolutely is. It absolutely is a rage bait video. Don't listen to this fucking idiot. It's an absolute rage bait video.
everybody, while also still expressing some annoyance, because there is a lot of annoyance here. We are going to be exploring the divide of the PvP player base and the PvE player base in Escape from Tarkov. And this video is going to explain why and how the toxic PvP culture is a large reason why so many people are splitting off to PvE.
Okay, so first and foremost, does PvP have a toxic culture? Does the Tarkov PvP have a toxic culture? I personally don't think so. I mean, yes, there are toxic people in the community, but there are toxic people in all communities. That doesn't make the idea of PvP itself toxic. Not at all.
Among various other points like desync and hacking and gatekeeping and so on, but predominantly focusing on the culture that was cultivated by a lot of these PvP players that quite frankly don't play anything else and shun any criticism that's thrown towards their baby, Escape from Tarkov. But
No, you can absolutely throw criticism at this fucking game. It is a terrible fucking game. It deserves all the criticism it gets. Fuck Nikita, he's a goddamn loser and he ruined the goddamn game. Give all the criticism you want. This game is fucking terrible. But don't lie about the fucking game.
Into it, I just want to say there is no doubt in anybody's mind, even the most hardcore PvE player, there is no doubt that PvP is the core of Tarkov. It is the heart and soul of the game. The adrenaline, the fear, the intimidation, and the stress, and the jump scares, quite frankly, that happen in PvP raids are only able to happen in those raids because there's other people out there that pose a threat. And there's other people out there that are always going to be significantly better than you that cause a lot of these emotions to bubble up.
Always.
PvE will never really be able to capture that same essence.
It never
other
will.
way that players can get that same feeling is by playing Escape from Tarkov competitors like Arena Breakout Infinite, which we featured on this channel.
And ABI is an okay game. It's an okay alternative for Tarkov. ABI is okay. I enjoy it. It just lacks a few things that Tarkov just does better, and a lot better. And by the way, I don't play Tarkov like often. I literally just came back like a week ago. And that's like I haven't touched the game in almost a year because of the whole unheard of edition bullshit.
As well as Gray Zone Warfare, which we also featured here, which is going to become more and more of a prominent standout on this channel until Tarkov 1.0 comes along. But I'm not saying.
So,
that
I
PvE
should mention this video is 7 months old. It is 7 months old. It is a older video, and I'm only talking about this video because of how dumb these takes are. Literally, the worst takes
or
of
that Tarkov
PvP
should become a single-player co-op PvE only experience, because I really don't think it should. Because believe it or not, the game would die faster than it currently is on the trajectory that we're going with the player base that's being cultivated. I only bring that up.
Anyway, I didn't prepare anything. I just want to find my main sticking points with this goddamn game.
Tarkov came out around 2016 for alpha, allowing some people who bought the keys to get on and test the game to really learn the game. I mean, like, seriously. It grew and grew, and they were able to really learn the game. I mean, like,
I really should have prepped for this.
Learn the game. So much so to the point where we are now in 2025, where you have numbers like these.
Yeah, you absolutely have people who have 10,000 hours into the goddamn game. Absolutely. You have people who play this game day in, day out, all day, every day. And a lot of these people are, you know, staying at home with mommy, sucking their thumb with the finger up their ass. Like, I mean, to be fair, 18,000 hours is a little bit crazy, but, I mean, people enjoy the game, and there's nothing wrong with that. When people find a game they enjoy, they sink their time into it. It was the same thing with World of Warcraft. It was the same thing with EverQuest. It was the same thing with Fortnite. It's the same thing with all these other games. And yet he's not shitting on Fortnite. He's not shitting on the toxicity of Fortnite. No, why not? Why would you shit on Fortnite, right? It's literally a different game, even though it's basically the same fucking game.
These are disgusting numbers that fully convince me that a lot of people who only play this game don't leave their basement and probably don't have a job, or they just...
And this brings me back to the Fortnite example. Yes, a lot of people, when they find something they really, really enjoy, they will sink all day into it. It's really not that hard to understand. People find Tarkov enjoyable, and they sink their entire day into it. And they love it. Like, when back when I was playing Tarkov, back when I was, like, into Tarkov, I would come home from work and sink the rest of my day into Tarkov. I would do nothing else. My dishes never got done. That's really all there was dishes, because clothes are easy. If you can't throw your clothes in the goddamn washer dryer, you're a fucking loser. Aspen Gold.
Fucking farm Bitcoin in real life because it gets them closer to being like the PvP in Tarkov. It's crazy. Hardly do I get killed by somebody under 3,000 hours, and I'm seeing less and less lower play times indicating new players, or a new account that they just bought to give Nikita more money.
Well, yeah, because this game has a terrible reputation.
Because this game is like one of the most hacked games in existence.
That's another thing. God damn it, do they need to focus on the hacks? Do they need to just get rid of the hacks? But they won't, because the hacks give them money.
Average PvP player that's been around for a while knows everything. They know the maps by heart. They know angles to hold. They know all of the quest locations where they don't even need to use a Wikipedia anymore. They know the guns inside and out because...
Have you ever met a World of Warcraft, specifically a World of Warcraft player? Like just a general, in and out, World of Warcraft, day in, day out player. That motherfucker will get from level 1 to level 60 in an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Like, they know the things to do that. Or they have friends to help them. It's the same here. They know the tips and tricks to do the things that they need to do, or have friends to help them.
They're role-playing because they can't make it in the real
life. Okay, and I'm not specifically bringing up this video, by the way, just to talk about Tarkov, even though this video is specifically about Tarkov, because this is a general misrepresentation and of PvP in general, and it really irks the fuck out of me every time somebody brings it up.
Military. They know where
And
you
I'm
walk,
whenever it comes up, I'm
you'll
gonna
walk
get to
there
it.
and what you're doing, and they even know the value of items just by looking at them and can gauge their average price depending on the time.
That's what happens whenever you flea market in a
Is
game.
what a casual player is going up against. That is what they're fighting.
Yeah.
When someone just buys Tarkov in 2025, I'm so sorry for whoever does that. And if you're watching this and maybe as a little review format, I really don't recommend buying this game unless you want to play PvE.
I also
they
don't
are loading
recommend
up into
playing,
Ground Zero at the beginning
I also don't recommend buying Tarkov just because of different opinions than this guy.
of a wipe if they time it properly, and they're fighting these people. And I don't think in any universe that should be possible. There is no sense of fairness in that. And you can't throw get good, because how do you get good against those people? Sure,
You get good.
you can pose it like it's a crucible. You get forged into a better warrior by getting obliterated for hundreds of hours. But honestly, it's not fun. And that is why when PvE came
Well, hold up. Now, this is where it starts pissing me off. It's not fun for you. For you specifically, it's not fun. There are plenty of people like myself who absolutely enjoy coming in and getting their fucking head stomped in. It is absolutely part of the love of PvP gameplay. That is a lot of the reason I play PvP, is because I don't want to just win all the goddamn time.
out, so many people were like, thank God I'm leaving this. I'm going over to PvE. I'm going to play so I can learn the damn game, so I can see things I've never seen before. So I can.
That's a valid argument to leave PvP. If you find that your enjoyment is being is being hindered when you're playing PvP, then by all means go play the PvE content. There is nothing wrong with that. Nobody's telling you that you have to play this game in PvP. Sure, you did, but not anymore. They have a PvE content for it. And honestly, I would not recommend buying this game or the PvE content for it, because I'm gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it because this dude
Actually
just
use the
triggers the
weapons
shit
I
out of me.
can't use because I die before I get to shoot them, and
Absolutely.
I can get better. It
Good.
should not be possible, and this is kind of the wrapping statement of the first point, where hardcore players are dominating and punishing casuals. It shouldn't be possible for people who have played since alpha to be fighting people who just bought the game. I don't care that.
Yes, it should. Yes, it should. It should absolutely be possible for people who have been playing this game since alpha to fight a new player. Should they have the option to okay, so should somebody who had just bought the game have the option to opt out of fighting new players? Yes, they have that option now. They didn't have that option before, but now they have not only one option, they have two options. Two options for doing this. And I will grant that the second option is not as concrete as the well. Okay, let's switch that around. The first option is not as concrete as the second option. The second option is the way better option for avoiding these top level players.
Round 0 is level 0 to 20, because that's a large.
Okay, and this is exactly what I was talking about with the first option.
For people who have played since alpha to be fighting people who just bought the game. I don't care that Ground 0 is level 0 to 20, because
there, right there, Ground 0 from level 1 to not 0 to 20, level 1 to 20. You, as soon as you buy the game, Ground 0, that's a whole section of the map that is specifically gated from levels 1 to 20. It is like you're only guaranteed a specific kind of loot to spawn on that map. No high value loot items can spawn in 1 to 20. It's mostly just for barter and hideout items for the early levels that you can go in there for and get. And it is catered for low-level players to come and do. For new players to come and fight through, to learn the game. With the caveat that older players can just buy a new account and start from level 1 to 20 and absolutely dunk shit on these new players. But once you hit level 20, or 21, I should say, Ground Zero changes. It's still the same map, but you have higher loot items. You have boss spawn that can spawn there and absolutely dominate the game. And you no longer fight you no longer fight people who are on your new skill level. You are now in the thick of Tarkov. From anywhere from a newbie joining the game on customs to the Chad who binges labs all goddamn day.
That's a large area of playtime. It takes a long time to get to 20.
It
It
does.
really does. I don't care.
It really does take a long time to get to 20. So you have a long time to learn the game from 1 to 20 in Ground Zero. Now, is that the best option? No, it's not. PvE is the best option. PvE is absolutely the best option if you want to learn the fundamentals of the game. That being said, he's gonna go on a tirade saying how PvE is the best way to learn the game. And I don't think that is true. I cannot agree with that. Because because PvE is PvE is at the end of the day just programming. They're like coming across a PvE PMC is not the same as coming across a PvP PMC. A PvE PMC is nothing more than a fancy scav. Like he has a better kit, he has better gear, he has better ammo than a scav, but at the end of the day, it's literally just a scav. The only difference is they have a better chance of shooting you from a longer distance. Like and they run in groups. Scavs don't run in groups. They're like more of an amalgamation of like a bunch of one like it's not a group of people. It's like slimes in a in an RPG game. That's what scavs are basically. They're just the basic enemies just all around the area. And the PMCs, they act as like the other monsters in the RPGs. Like you got the chimeras, the Anubises and stuff like that. They act as those monsters, the higher level monsters, the harder ones. And then you have the bosses. The bosses are, they are the bosses. They are a tougher challenge. They are, they will head eyes you from across the goddamn map, especially Bird Eye, especially Killa. Like, if Killa sees you down that hallway from Kibba all the way down to Immercom, you run. Or you shoot, or you have better bullets than him and kill him before he gets to you. Because as soon as he gets close enough, he's beaming you in the head, nonstop. You better hope your armor can stand up to it, or that you have better bullets than him. Because he is absolutely he's chugging. He's chasing you around that entire mall until you leave. And even if you leave, he will chase you outside. You better book it to that fucking extract. Oh.
You can probably get it in an afternoon if you're like Landmark, but for the average player, getting level 20 is a long time. So you
yes,
have
for the average player or new player, getting level 20 is a long time.
Who are still going to be wrecking casuals who have been playing since alpha.
Yes.
I still normally run into people who are like 3,000 hours plus on Ground Zero, day one of the wipe. That shouldn't be a thing that can happen.
That absolutely
doesn't
should be
benefit anybody.
That does.
And it only allows the PvP players to feel good about themselves because they're fighting those.
And I should mention this. I don't know if this. I think the time played is your overall time played, in the game, so it never resets whenever a wipe happens. So your overall time is always there. I believe that's how it is.
Level casual players, and now this phenomenon is happening where since a lot of people are going to PvE, a lot of the normal people who have day jobs and have lives.
Okay, this is where he really pissed me off. This is absolutely where he absolutely pissed me off. I really, really want to hammer this because he is absolutely wrong in this take right here.
Because they're fighting those low-level casual players, and now this phenomenon is happening where since a lot of people are going to PvE, a lot of the normal people who have day jobs and have lives go to PvE, a lot of the PvP players have to fight each other, and they hate that. They hate fighting people with the same skill because guess what? Now the playing field's even, baby.
No! Fuck you, you stupid son of a bitch! That is more than half of the goddamn reason people play PvP. Yes, there are people who like to shit on newer players. That is consistent with every game that has PvP. There are people who love to just shit on newer players just to ruin their day. But the majority of PvP players don't give a fuck if you're a new player or if you're a veteran. We just want to PvP. That is literally all we want to do. We don't care if it's a new player. We don't care if it's a veteran. We will absolutely curb stomp you or get our shit kicked in just to have that adrenaline, just to fight. And yes, when we lose, we absolutely rage and beat the shit out of ourselves and hate it and we cuss. But it's all part of the fun. That is all part of the experience of PvP and part of the reason of why we love it. This brings me to my entire point. This is the entire point of my video right now, is that I am an old school EverQuest player. I am 36 years old. I have played EverQuest since I was 10, right? And when I was younger, my cousin, he introduced me to PvP servers, right? His druid named Iandar, and my ranger I had made was named Defes, or maybe it was a mage named Fadin, which a name I stole from his brother, my other cousin. One of those names I don't remember, but I made a character on a PvP server because of my cousin Iandar, and he would proceed, I was level 1. He would proceed to, and he was like level 20. He would knock me out. And in EverQuest, when you get knocked out, you do not die. You are unconscious. So there's a chance that you can, revive, get healed up, or and continue living. Or if you keep getting beat, then you will die. But what he would do, he was a druid. He was a level 20 druid. I was a level 1 ranger and or mage. So what he would do is he would come up, he would take off his weapons, and he would punch me until I got knocked out, until I was unconscious. And druids are able to heal anybody. So he would heal me, and I would be full life. And he would knock me down with his fist again. He was an absolute shithead, and I cried over it. I absolutely cried over it, and I never touched PvP again. Until my family got EverQuest 2. EverQuest 2 was my World of Warcraft. It was everything I loved. I sunk my entire world into it. I still love the lore, the aesthetic, the idea of EverQuest 2. It's just so cool, such a pretty game, and the lore and all that. It's awesome. But anyway, once EverQuest 2 came out, I did not make a PvE character. I made a character on a PvP server. And I don't know why. I don't know what it was that drew me to PvP. Maybe it was the aesthetic. Maybe it was the idea. Because it was Antonica versus Freeport. It was Kanos versus Freeport. That was the entire idea. It was the Qs versus the Freeps. Right? And I just fell in love with the idea of two factions just just battling each other, hating each other, and fighting it out. So I made a PvP. I made a free. I made a free. A free Portian, if you will. What was I? I was a half elf assassin. My very first character, half elf assassin. Very cool. Very awesome. And throughout my entire gameplay, there were times, and specifically this is specifically early EverQuest 2. There was no such thing as battlegrounds. There was no such thing as arena or anything like that. That was strictly just world PvP. Oh, I'm sorry, my headset's dying. It was strictly just world PvP, and I had fallen in love with just being able to catch somebody off guard, or not even just catch somebody off guard, but just have myself get caught off guard, or come, or if somebody catches you off guard, turning around and absolutely and winning the fight, or like you're let's say you're in the middle of a fight, you're fighting a monster like a knoll or an elemental, and somebody sneaks up on you while you're in the middle of a fight, and you're like, oh my god, what do I do? Do I run or do I fight? And then that's, I mean, example, like, let's say you decide to sit there and fight. The chance of you winning is like 20% out of 80. And then if you do win, you come out feeling like an absolute champion. You killed this monster, and you were able to turn around the fight and beat the dude who tried to sneak up on you. Dude, that is such a cool feeling. Oh, it's so awesome. And then, after a while, EverQuest 2, it decided to change things up, to try and be more like World of Warcraft. And so they added stuff like battlegrounds and stuff like that that just ruined the idea of PvP for me. And so eventually EverQuest 2 just took away PvP servers. So there was no reason for me to play anymore. I stopped playing EverQuest 2 because I stopped enjoying the game. Like, I still got to level 90. Level 90 was the max level whenever I stopped. But once I hit 90, there was nothing else for me to do. Because once you hit max level, the only thing that's left for you to do is dungeons and raids. But in PvP, at least on PvP servers, there was dungeons, raids, and ganking motherfuckers. Right? And that was part of the appeal. That was part of the fun. Getting ganked and ganking people. And so I just quit. I quit for a while. And then my cousin eventually talked me into getting World of Warcraft. And so I started at the very tail end of Mr. Pandaria and the very start of Warlords of Draenor. And I fell in love with World PvP in World of Warcraft. It reminded me so much of EverQuest 2. In that aspect, and it was just so fun. Except with World of Warcraft, it felt a lot better in combat. The combat felt a lot more fluid. It felt, especially with some of the other some of the other classes, it felt more like a combat, more like an action combat than a tab targeting, even though it was tab targeting. And I absolutely fell in love with it. It was so cool. And then after a while, World of Warcraft also got rid of PvP servers. Now, they still have PvP, and it's called War Mode. You at level 20, you could turn on War Mode, and every time, if I ever go back, every time I go back, if I play, I tell my group, my friend group, whoever I'm playing with, if I'm playing with anybody, at level 20, I'm turning on War Mode, and I'm never turning it off. I will only turn it off to come do specific quests with y'all, but even then, I still don't need to turn it off. I want to be in War Mode. I want the ability to gank somebody and the ability to be ganked by somebody. I love that feeling. It has nothing to do with not wanting to fight people of my own skill level. I would much rather fight people with my skill level, because that is the fun for me. That's what makes half of the fun for PvP. Another thing another thing that I do. All right, another genre of games that I play is fighting games. So Guilty Gear Strive, Street Fighter 6. I play these games. One of the game I got to the highest rank in was DNF Duel. I got to legend rank in DNF Duel, and the idea of like, and this brings me to another point of like PvE versus PvP. Yes, you can learn a game. You can learn the fundamentals of a game by playing the PvE mode of everything. However, that doesn't make it better or good. Because let's say in a fighting game, right? You can absolutely dominate the story mode and the hardcore survival modes and arcades on the hardest difficulty. Just because you can do that doesn't mean you can translate that to the p the rank system or quick matches, because fighting a person is a lot different than fighting AI or the enemy program, because the enemy program can be cheesed, and fighting a real person, it's a lot different. You can't just use the same strategy you would uh M Bison in Street Fighter 6 for the last level, because you can cheese a boss fight in Street Fighter 6, but you can't always cheese a player in ranked mode, because they will block all your moves. They study you as the fight goes on, and you have to actively think while you're fighting, how can I break this man's defense? And while you're being attacked, how can I make sure that I block everything that this man throws at me? It's just it's rock paper scissors on like a scale of 1,000, and it's one of the coolest things. That was a video I watched specifically talking about fighting games, and it was a wake up moment for me specifically on why I like fighting games so much, or specifically why I like PvP. Because in PvP or fighting games, you like it. He compared it to like anime. You are the main character in the anime that is the fighting game. You are starting from the bottom. You are getting your ass beat, and then in this ranked mode by veterans, by people who are better than you, who have played other fighting games, and then as you progress through the ranks, you can feel yourself. The character isn't getting better. The character you're fighting with isn't getting better. It is you actively getting better. You are actively leveling up as you climb through the ranks of PvP. And that was just the coolest fucking idea to me. And this was like a video from like, what was it? 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I can't remember exactly. And it really just spoke to me on why I love PvP so much. Because yes, I am the person who is getting better. It's not this cheese strategy I'm coming up with. It's not the fact that I've leveled up so high that nobody else can beat me. I am just I have come up. I am actively, leveling up, coming up with solutions to figure out to try and get me out of situations. And it's the same thing with World PvP or even with games like Tarkov. It's just it's just the coolest feeling in the world. And we don't want to just always just shit on the little dude. We would much rather fight people our own level. And honestly, that's really all this video was about. Every time that every time somebody talks about how PvP players uh that hate fighting against people their own level, it pisses me off, because that is completely wrong. We don't hate fighting people our own level. We love it. We will rage and bitch and moan every time we lose to somebody who is better than us or on the same level as us. But at the end of the day, we go to bed happy because we had so much fun doing it. Yes, we're pissed off, but we had a lot of fun doing it. And at the end of the day, what matters is your ability to have fun with it. And that's really just the end of it right there. Like, yes, PvE. You will be able to enjoy the game through PvE alone. But that doesn't make it better or good for everyone. Some You have your preferences and I have mine. And honestly, a lot of the times people talk about the toxicity of PvP is why it's dying. No, what kills PvP often, more often than not, is when PvE players come into a PvP area and then they just start bitching and whining because they can't handle it because they're such soy boys at the end of the day. Honestly, fuck off, get good. If you want to play PvE, go ahead and play PvE. Nobody's going to stop you. But if you want to come to PvP, nut the fuck up and shut up and play the goddamn game. Fight me, you pussy. Later.